Do you want to be the type of leader that really brings out the best in your team? Think about it. Why do people push back so much when you give them feedback, when you criticize them? But are you frustrated a bit about how it's hard to motivate your people, how it doesn't seem like people are really changing, how people complain and say everything is criticism? Then this video is for you. Let's think about it. Is there a person or type of professional that critiques people all the time, but people want to have this type of person in their corner? Yes, there's a coach. That's what coaches do. Coaches critique, coaches analyze, coaches tell you you need to be better, you need to practice harder, and everybody wants a coach. I'm going to tell you what really draws people into coaching and what makes it effective. My name's Achumboro Ataande. I'm a 4-time entrepreneur, an angel investor. Let's jump into it. First, you have to get them to buy into coaching. We do this on 2 levels. The first level we get them to buy into coaching is letting them know, hey, I'm going to start coaching people I see want to grow and can grow, and asking them to volunteer for this coaching. Why? Because when people volunteer for something, they're more motivated to do it. And also it's easier to hold them accountable, saying, look, you chose this path. I didn't say you have to, but you chose this path. So now it's time to get to work. And I'm going to hold you accountable by coaching. 2, ask them for their vision. Now, once they do this and say this, don't start off about what you want for them. Ask them, what do they want for themselves? It's really hard to coach and just get somebody to buy into your system. That takes a lot of time, a lot of branding, etc. And people trying to do it that way. You usually don't have enough leverage to do that. The better way is to figure out what they truly want for themselves. So ask them, spend your first session. Okay, have them write down, what are the top 5 things you want to do in this company, this organization? And you have them bring that into you, or you explore that in the first meeting or after the first meeting. Say, hey, this is what I want you to work on. Why are we doing that? Because you have to truly understand people to be able to motivate them. And they have to buy in that you actually care about them and not just this job. Once they know that you care about them, once they know that you really are taking the time to coach them and not just coach their role, that's when people truly buy in. After they give you back what they want for themselves and what they want for their professional or what they want in this role, you have to do the work to figure out how do you tie what they want to what you need. Now, not everything's going to align, but you're going to find some things that align. Oh, I want to be wealthy. Okay, if you want to be wealthy, you have to provide this type of value to our company or organization so we can give you raises and give you promotions. And now you're talking to their wealth side. Or, hey, I really want to do something that my family will be proud of. Okay, you want to do this is a new initiative. Like if you take real control of this, if you build this up, if you grow it, this is something you can go home and share that. This is what I'm accomplishing at work. This is how I'm changing the world. If they want to have impact, talk to them about how as they grow, they get more influence, they build a farm, they can put on events. There's ways to connect what they want with what your company needs or what your organization needs. I'm going to take a sidestep. Have you ever dealt with somebody who has so much potential, but they don't want to do the work? How do you get across to them? One of the biggest things you can do is help them get a growth mindset. Now, what do they need to get a growth mindset? They need to be able to see a bigger picture and believe they can become that bigger picture, or they can be a piece of the bigger picture. So you can do that by experience, taking them around, having them do things so where they say, wait, I actually can do more than I think. You can also do that by mentoring or putting them in different scenarios where they see people who are doing something that inspires them, that they want more. This is a whole nother video. If you really want me to dive more into this, comment below and I will. But let's move on. Do you want your people to start thinking for themselves? Do you want your people to be able to solve problems without you having to guide them and hold their hands? A powerful tool to do this is by asking questions and asking powerful questions. When you ask questions rather than giving them the answer, it makes them think about how they can solve the problem themselves. So giving them scenarios, asking them, hey, what do you think is the best way to do this? How should we address this issue? What are your top 5 things that can make this situation better? You're pushing them, and by continually asking people questions, it's going to make them think up an answer. Now, at first, the answer may not be a great answer, but you're building the muscle. You're not expecting that it's going to be perfect at first. You're going to continue to get them to ask questions, and help them refine. Okay, I see you answered in that way. Why did you answer in that way? Did you think about this part too? And as you're doing this, you're building up their critical thinking skills. You're helping them analyze things better. And that's going to make your job a lot easier as a leader because it's going to show them how they should think and how they should act in a scenario rather than you always tell them, hey, do 1, 2, 3. Instead, tell them think or ask 1, 2, 3. Not to do 1, 2, 3. Ask 1, 2, 3. So asking powerful questions about, okay, what do the clients really want here? What resources are available and aren't available for this project? How would you prioritize this? That's difficult, and I see you haven't dealt with something like this before. I would love to know, what would you do if you were me? So asking them these questions, you want to give people the ability that they can solve problems themselves. That's how your organization grows, and it's not as reliant on you. Because the more leaders you can grow, the bigger your organization becomes. We want to guide our team through aha moments. And the more they can have their own inspired aha moments, the faster your company grows. The larger your company grows, the larger your organization grows. This approach not only empowers them, but helps them grow as problem solvers. And the coolest thing happens is when you see them teaching other people how to do this. Do you know sometimes the best way to motivate somebody and help them is by not saying a word? Coaching is as much watching and active listening as it is telling people what to do. So are you actively listening to people's concerns, listening to people's frustrations, listening to what they really want and desire? Sometimes they come to you with a problem and all they need you to do is sit there and listen to them. If you've laid the foundation of setting expectations, sometimes they just need to vent. And coaching is not always about overcorrecting. Sometimes it's about just being there and sitting with somebody and listening to them and them not feeling like you're always trying to fix them. Them also saying, hey, this person actually listens to me and it's not just trying to tell me what to do. That can build a lot of rapport, and also it helps them establish their self-confidence and their ability to figure it out on their own and move to the next level. So in meetings, put distractions away, turn your phone over, put your computer on do not disturb, and pay attention when you're coaching people. Be fully present whenever possible. Use nonverbal cues. Look in their eyes, nod your head when they say something, shake your head when they say something else. Let them know that you're actively listening. Sometimes even repeating the last few words they said can show them that you're really engaged and that you're present. People want to know that you're present. And don't forget to summarize and reflect back to them. Sometimes they may miscommunicate what they want. And so they'll say, no, I mean this. And you can get a better understanding too. But also it reassures them that you truly listened and you weren't tuning them out. And people need that reassurance. That's part of coaching. People need that reassurance. As a coach, it's your job to set clear goals and expectations. So sometimes that it's your goals, sometimes it's the team's goals, sometimes it's the specific person you're coaching goals. But your job is to set clear goals and expectations. What is the standard this person wants to be held to? You want to hold this person to? Is there an agreement there, right? And can you motivate them to have that standard? Having clear goals and expectations doesn't matter if there's not followed. Having your weekly, monthly, or quarterly meetings to make sure somebody's progressing in the way they should be progressing based on the coaching or based on the goals. Here's some goal setting strategies we use as a company. We have yearly, quarterly, and monthly goals, and we are evaluating them in each of those cycles. Daily, team members, each person is expected to write down 6 daily tasks that they're supposed to complete. They prioritize it based on their vision, or they prioritize based on their and the company's goals for the month, quarter, and year. It's not all the time they're going to get through this 6, but there's an expectation that you write it down and you go down the list from top to bottom. So we're doing the most important things daily. And that's going to see great growth month over month and year over year. What we're talking about is creating a system for setting clear goals and accomplishing expectations. How does the mentee become the mentor? Delegation. When you're coaching, at some point, you want to be able to delegate more responsibility to the person you're coaching. And you want them to start coaching 1 or 2 levels down or on the same level. As you're coaching somebody, giving them more tasks, saying, okay, now you're going to have this responsibility. Let's see how you handle it. And that's going to take things off your plate. And it's going to allow you to be a more effective coach and more effective leader. There's no such thing as leadership without people who are following you. So are you leading them to something? Are you coaching them to something? When I started delegating more in my business, not only did it free up my time, it led to more productivity and innovations that I did not consider. So coach your team, lead your team, trust your team. They will surprise you with their capabilities. Coaching has helped me lead successful teams across multiple companies. This is not theory. This is a technique that works. Start implementing these strategies today and watch your team become more engaged, more innovative, and high performing. That's all for today. What do you think about coaching? Will you start implementing? Comment below with the strategies that you use to lead your team, and I'll also respond to as many as possible.